Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are going to play with the Happiness Abounds dies today. So it's primarily the Blossoming Happiness dies, and I've used the Hues of Happiness paper. I cut most of it down. I didn't cut these pieces down because you can actually use the dies to cut out the flowers on the paper. So the dies fit on the paper. I have to find the correct one for this one, the right way up, but the dies do fit on the flowers. See, this is this flower here. I cut it out with this die. The leaves, both the leaves also have dies that go with them. So I've left this sheet whole, and you can see I've kind of fussy cut out the pieces that I want to use. I've also used one of the Stylish Shapes dies. And so we've got the Hues of Happiness paper in the background. And I've used one of the Thanks and Hello embossing folders. It's actually the Hello one, to create the front on the card. Now, I always say that if you're going to die cut something, die cut it first and then emboss it, because if you put it through the embossing folder, it flattens everything down. And when I did this one, that's what I did, is I put it through the I die cut it afterwards. So this time we're going to actually do the die cut first, then put everything in the embossing folder and run it through. So we're going to see how that turns out. So I've already, because that's going to take some time, I've already pre-die cut those pieces out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run this through. I know approximately where I'm going to need the die. I do need the die to be straight, so I am going to put a sticky note on it. Now, because this one doesn't have a flat edge, this way it's got the pointy edge, we are good to go. So I am going to run this through and cut it first, and then we'll run it through the embossing folder and we'll see how it turns out. We do have some flexibility in the embossing folder with where we place this. Now, this is a 5 1/4 by 3 piece of basic white. So 5 1/4 by 3. Do I have a, I don't have a 5 1/4 by 3 sticky note. So you'll just have to remember that it's 5 1/4 by 3. So I've cut this out now. So I can take that plate out because I don't need it anymore. And I need my folder. So I want the hello on the folder. If I put this underneath, you can see it. I want the hello to be right where I've die cut it out. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'll put this on a piece of cardstock because it will be easier for you to see. If I put this down on here like this, it might be easier for you to see the words themselves. So I'm going to line this up so that the hello is exactly where I want it to be. And I need to make sure that it's straight by lining it up with the words along the bottom to make sure that that hello is exactly where I need it to be. And then I need to pop the piece I've cut out in, and you always do this embossing folder with the Stampin' Up! Logo up. So I'm just going to slide all that out, make sure I'm not moving this, and sandwich it up and run it through the machine. So when you're using different sizes of the folders, sometimes they're a regular folder, sometimes they're a 3D embossing folder, you just need to pay attention to your base plate. That will tell you exactly what you need, the plates that you need and everything. Okay, so let's see how this turned out. Let's pull this out of the folder, and it looks fabulous. You can see there's a lot more definition on the one we've just done than there was on the one that I ran through after. So now it's just a case of building the card. So I'm going to take my standard North American card base. And I say that because different countries actually have different standard sizes. So we're just going to put this on. Again, this is the Hues of Happiness paper. And I did try a whole bunch of different papers underneath. And if you change the color of the flowers on top of your greeting, then you can absolutely change the colors in the background. If you did the purple and the yellow, say, then you could use a different color underneath. But I pulled a bunch of them out and I played around with it, and this is the one that I liked the most. So I am going to line this up so that it lines up with the edge of the paper, and just make sure I'm straight and drop it down. So there we go. This one's a little higher up than the other one. It's not a big deal. And I did dimensionalize the hello. So I'm just going to pop these on. There's different things you can do with the hello as well. You can just gently brush color over it with a blending brush, or if you want to, just to make it jump out a little bit. I just wanted it to be subtle. I wanted the flowers to really carry the card on this one. But with it raised up like that, it jumps that hello out, and it also gives a bit of depth to the card. So I'm going to place my flowers down first so I know where to put my dimensionals. So I'm going to have this like this. So that means that on this flower, I need the dimensionals here, because the greeting, the hello, is already dimensionalized. So I don't really want to double up on the height. I want this to be level. So I'm going to pop this right here like this. I'm actually going to put another dimensional just underneath, and I'm going to peel the backing off so that I don't have to peel it off afterwards. Just going to pop that right there like that, just to hold that a bit more stable. This one, I'm going to need dimensionals just up here. Now, is that going to be enough? Like that. Yes, I think it is going to be enough. So I'm just going to pop that there, being careful not to cover up the hello. And then the leaves, I'm going to flat mount. And I'm going to tuck one in like that, and then one in underneath, and the card is done. You can add ribbon if you like. If you would like to add ribbon, you absolutely can, or little bits of bling, but I really quite like that just as it is. So this one, I did the flowers lower down. This one, I did them more central on the card. So again, you can decide where you would like your flowers to be, and you can make your card your own that way. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.